No Chill Sports is an unapologetic, high-energy sports show where opinions fly fast and facts hit hard. The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the hosts and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of any affiliated networks, sponsors, or partners. Content may include passionate debates, bold predictions, and unfiltered takes that some viewers may find intense or controversial. Listener discretion is advised. If you're looking for chill, this ain't the place.
Why do they doubt the kid? I'm about to prove them all wrong again. I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, then hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step. I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets. Cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocketeer and stopping here. It's strange how they cannot see the future, but see profit here. Wait up, we gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Bayou Recap, where the passion runs as deep as the Mississippi. Every play echoes through the heart of Louisiana. From Friday night lights to the Superdome Sundays, we break down the best of the boot. This is where Louisiana sports lives, breathes, and roars. What's good with you, my boy?
Man, I can't call it, man. Another day, another dollar. What's happening?
Hey, yeah, I forgot to click that button so it automatically changed over. That's why we sitting in the dark for a minute. But we here. Man, last 3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
4 weeks, month. It's been wild. A lot's been going on since the firing of Brian Kelly. But I tell you what, spaces feel like spaces of the old.
Yeah. So, for sure.
So, man, but I'm looking forward to jumping on the conversation tonight. Talking about these candidates, not named Lane Kiffin. But let's go ahead and get into it. Without further ado, man, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors. First off, Kelly Creations, then we'll get into W. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Your brand deserves more than basic. It deserves bold. It deserves clean. It deserves Kelly Creations. From screen prints that pop, to embroidery that speaks volumes, to picture tees that tell your story, Donald D.K. Kelly does it all. Give him a call today at 225-202-2625 or shoot him an email at kellycreations225@gmail.com. That's KELLYKREATIONS 225@gmail.com. And don't forget to tell them No Chill Sports sent you. Kelly Creations. Nobody does it better. W is a powdered energy drink aimed at gamers and individuals seeking focus and energy. It's known for its clean ingredients, no jitters, and various flavors. W is also available in a hydration formula for those needing electrolyte. W achieves its smooth, effective focus with a high-end tasting experience while using no sugars, no fillers, no artificial colors or dyes. Try W today by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or visit them on the website at bit.ly/no-chill-W. W, your taste buds' favorite energy drink.
Hey, we are back. I gotta get some more dubbing, man. It was so good. Um, but it's been a minute. I think people forgot what the intro sound like. Danny says she loved the intro and graphics on the Bayou Recap. I do too. That's one of my favorites. We just don't do it. What's good, Aaron? We definitely gotta get back to it. But I know baseball and basketball season it'll pick up. Hadn't been much to talk about with football. But we got a lot to talk about now.
Yeah, but I say until now.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get to it, man. First off, let's talk about what we know so far. Actually not what we know so far. Let me switch it up. Actually, no, let's do that. What we know so far. Uh, right now, what we do know that there are LSU has been in talks with several candidates. Um, Most notably, Lane Kiffin. There have been several, I guess you could say, I don't know if you say private meetings or whatever, or low key kind of talks with a few coaches. Um, some names that have been mentioned or thrown around. Uh, Summerall, I almost called that man Pat Summerall. John Summerall at Tulane. Um, Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State. Of course, Lane Kiffin. I think Eli Drinkwitz is a name has been kind of rumored as well. Um, Eric Morris at North Texas. That's just a few names. That's what we know so far. Now, I want to get into this before we actually start talking about our candidates. Ant, let me ask you this. What are you looking for in a new coach?
Oh man. Well, the biggest key to me is having somebody who can give you an advantage on one side of the ball or the other. Um, I know the CEO coach, the CEO model is a model a lot of people are moving toward these days, and just hiring great coordinators and all that. But I would prefer someone that can give you an advantage on one side of the ball and still can go get great coordinators as well, and put a good staff around them. Uh, Developer is getting talent is cool, but if you can't get the most out of that talent, I mean, you're still not reaching your full potential. So I'd rather somebody get the most out of the players that they have on their roster. One who can adapt and adjust to what they have, and not just one track minded in terms of their philosophy. And somebody who's young enough to someone who's young enough to still have the passion and the hunger to go put up with the grind that it takes to coach in the SEC. Not somebody who's gonna be like Hugh Freeze and out golfing all the time. I want somebody who truly the Jay Johnson of football, eat and someone who breathes football. That's what I want.
So I think we're similar, but mine is a little bit more specific in a few aspects. I want somebody who's good on one side of the ball, but I want them to be good on offense. I want them to be a strong offensive mind. Um, One reason I would like that, if you've got a strong offensive mind, you kind of know some of the guys out there who give you trouble on defense. I'm pretty sure you're gonna go out and try to get those guys to be your coordinators. At least that's my thought process. Also, if you're strong on offense, when you're working with your defense, you can point out some of those flaws and stuff, and get. Also, having a strong defense is good. However, in today's game, having a defense that is suitable is more is more key to me, in my opinion. to win championships nowadays.
To
Also,
to that point though, I agree with you. To a certain extent, I don't think
yeah.
it's because like if you let's just take like the top 10 rankings right now, or whatever, right? Like I would say probably 60% of the offensive coaches. Or a little bit more than
Right.
Venables. You got the Freemans, the Elkos who are still at, but most of them are the Lanes and the guys who can the Signettis, you know what I mean, and guys like
Right.
that who are offensive minded. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. You said a developer, and I kind of I'm with you there. I want someone who can maximize talent. No matter if they're getting 3 stars, if they're getting 4 stars, if they are missing on 5 stars, if they can maximize talent. One reason I say that, and this is not for every coaching position. I'm specifically talking LSU. LSU has the benefit of being in Louisiana, where a lot of talent may not necessarily be ranked as a 4-star or 5-star. It's a 3-star, but if you can maximize that talent, you know what I'm saying, you can do well.
Yeah.
I want someone who is fairly young and relatable. I don't necessarily need them to know every word to Young Boy or Jeezy or anything like that, but I want them to be able to relate to the kids and have an understanding and not just this old my way or the highway kind of thought process. I want someone who is, like you said, Jay Johnson of football, somebody who gonna grind, work, and where if they're not in football ops, they're out recruiting.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I want you to be a social pal, a football social pal. You like I'm about to destroy whoever we playing against. I want someone who can develop. We talked about developing, and I said offensive mind. I want someone who can light you up through the pass, but they are strong and lean more on the run. Typically, those kind of coaches are demand a little bit more physicality out of their team, and that's what I want to see. Somebody who's going to be, some demand that physicality. That's kind of what I'm looking for, and I think it's funny when we talk about our candidates that we like. It kind of fits a little bit of both what we're talking about. Before we do that, man, looking at some of the comments, Aaron says, "Same here. Definitely need someone that has been a successful coordinator." David says, "Morris or Dilly if we can't get Lane." A lot of people starting to buy in on Eric Morris. I'm not there. I'm not there yet, but
I'm cool with Eric Morris as a coordinator, but I don't know if he's ready to be the main head guy.
Yeah. Our good man Troy from Fat Mouth Sports says, "Good evening, gentlemen. See y'all working on a new coach." Yes, yes, we are. Pause up. One thing is for sure, coaching search in this day and age sucks. It's a headache and a bad roller coaster ride. That it is. What's good, Tyler? Tyler says, "What's going on?" Uh-oh. I think I know why this is. Troy said, "Keep y'all hands off Dilly." You trying to bring him back home to Florida State. But another thing we didn't talk about said when we said what's going on thus far. A lot of the coaches that I think that a lot of fans want are still in postseason contention as well. To an extent. So that's also pretty interesting. But without further ado, you ready to go ahead and start presenting these candidates and pitching these cases?
Yeah, let's do it.
All All right, first up, man. Let's go ahead, Ant. Got you all up and ready. Your candidate, Matt Campbell.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. So I know he ain't the flashy name. He's not the sexy name that most people would consider, but I'm kind of off of the sexy name hire. If you look, like I mentioned, let's take the top 10 rankings right now. Kirk Signetti wasn't a sexy hire. Mike Elko wasn't a sexy hire. Joey McGuire wasn't a sexy hire. Brent Venables really wasn't a sexy hire. All those are in the top 10 right now. So I don't really care about the flash. Give me something with some stuff. And I think he's done that at a place that's been pretty perennially bad. He's turned them into a perennially competitive team in that conference, and he's done it with less. He's gotten more out of less than a lot of coaches have. I mean, if you look at numbers on the screen right now, I mean, he puts up 400 yards of offense with not a whole lot of great weapons in terms of comparing it to the rest of college football. Especially comparing it to what you would get at a LSU. Defensively, same thing. Pretty good numbers, but don't really have that you would have at LSU. So he's done more with less, and he's done it for about a decade now. So he's got experience doing it, and he's seen pretty much everything that a head coach could encounter in terms of building a program and running a successful program. And even with the changes in college football, the NIL and all that kind of stuff, transfer portal, all that, he's still been able to be successful. I mean, last year he played for the conference championship, so and a shot at the playoffs. So he's shown that he can navigate the changing landscape that is college football right now. And just to go with these numbers that you got on the screen, I mean, offense pretty good, not incredibly, you know what I mean, eye popping or nothing like that, but it's the physical downhill running game that a lot of people want LSU to bring back or to have once again. So that's the main thing to me is he's balanced on offense, but he's always going to have a good run game. And he's put some good running backs in the league. And Brees Hall had pretty good quarterback play there at Iowa State, whether it's Brock Purdy or the guy they got now, Rocco Beck, all been pretty good college quarterbacks. And maybe not Heisman contenders or first-round draft picks or nothing, but guys that can win you football games in college. And he's done it really with less than most guys. You know what I mean? Like his average recruiting ranking. Dang, my paper. His average recruiting ranking is like 50. His average composite recruiting ranking is like 48 or something like that. So he ain't getting top 15 classes at Iowa State, but he's still winning with it. His average transfer portal class is 76. So that tells me he's not going out. He doesn't have a lot of holes in his roster where he has to go fill it with transfer portal guys. He's recruiting and he's developing those guys that he brings into his program. And like I said, he doesn't get a whole bunch of 4 and 5 stars, but somehow he develops those guys in the quality. In the 15 years, 16 years, whatever, before he got there, since 2000, from 2000 to 2016, Iowa State had 15 players drafted. In the 9 years that he's been there, they've had players drafted. 1 first rounder, 2 second rounders, 3 third rounders, 4th rounders, a 6th rounder, 2 7th rounders, and one of those 7th rounders is Brock Purdy. Guys, he's got are skilled like 15 are skill guys. So he's had success on offense, like you can see 400 yards on offense, but he's doing about NFL 5-star offensive lineman. He's just developing star offensive linemen and the guys who are good starters in their third, fourth year who don't have the athletic ceiling to make it to the league like some of these SEC or Big Ten linemen do. But he's still finding a way to win. So I think he's just an all-around good coach who makes the most out of the roster that he has, who can develop the guys. And if you put him down here with a staff that has, a Frank Wilson or Corey Raymond or, some of the guys we got in place with the support staff like Austin and those guys, you can get talent. And he knows what to do when he gets talent. So that's my guy.
All right. In the comments, Aaron says, I like the Campbell move. Don't doubt our boosters, we'll buy into it. Paul Sub says, my issue with Campbell is his glaring ups and downs. While at Iowa State, he was 4-8 in 2022, and they followed up last year with a subpar season. And then he follows up and says, Campbell's bread and butter is the Great Lakes / Midwest. I have legitimate concerns to translating that down south.
So I agree with Aaron. I don't think I'll be into that. And there's not any coach in the country who hasn't had a down year, unless you go get Kirby or somebody like that. If you've been coaching for 10 years in a power conference, you're gonna have a year where it's just not as good as others. And I know this year they're 6-4, but look at the injuries they've had. They lost both their starting cornerbacks. They lost a couple guys on their O-line. Like, he ain't at a place where he's just got a roster top stacked with guys, and if you lose a starting corner, start rolling in behind them. So some of the games they lost, like the Cincinnati game, for example, it was because of injuries in large part. But at the end of the day, I agree. He's never been in the South. He's been at Toledo and at Iowa State. But when was Nick Saban in the South? When was Kalen DeBoer in the South? So when was Mike L South? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's kind of overrated a little bit, especially if you could put a staff around them that knows how to recruit the South and the NIL day and age and all that. I just don't know how much that really matters anymore.
Touche. Let's go ahead and switch gears real quick, and I'll go ahead and give my candidate. Give me Drink. Overall record, as you can see, 67% overall. He's 58% in conference. Offense averaging 31.3 points per game, while putting up 413 total yards per game, 183.1 rushing yards per game, 230 passing yards per game. Defense is averaging 24.8 points per game, giving up 335.7 yards per game, 148.8 rushing yards per game, 205.4 passing yards per game. Here's why I like Drink. First, Drink is already in the SEC. He knows the landscape. He's able to recruit. And one of the things I talked about is maximizing talent. He has not had a bunch of 5 stars at Missouri. If you look at the running back he had last year, was a walk-on, dominated, led the SEC in rushing yards, if I'm not mistaken. Then he went and got Ahmad Hardy from ULM and is now leading the SEC with him as a running back, rushing. He is somebody who is, I'm gonna be honest with you, he's corny.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you why I like that. he's not coming in trying to change. He's not trying to give you no fake accent. He's not coming in try to talk all this great football talk. He's gonna be honest with you. He's gonna be real. He's gonna be himself. He's relatable to the kids. He's able to maximize his talent. He is a program builder. He got to Mizzou. Mizzou was not doing well. He's been able to get them back up to a competitive level. He's only been there since 2020. He struggled the first 2-3 years, but he had some big games where he challenged some contenders, lost some games, but he has been back out there. And honestly, Mizzou is somebody that people, they used to not take them serious, but now they're looking at them like, all right, Mizzou is somebody you got to watch out for. Recruiting. This is somewhere I am kind of concerned about, but at the same time, I've already said LSU kind of recruits itself. If he can come in, continue to do what he's been doing as far as maximizing that talent and developing those guys, he's had some quarterbacks that I didn't know who they were at the start of the season. And then as you watch them go on, you're like, oh, this kid is dominating. This kid is doing well. Quarterback this year went down with injury. Freshman came in and started playing pretty good. He's been able to have that kind of success since he's been there. I like what he's able to do. One thing I will say, he has familiarity with your staff already. Blake Baker, Kevin Peoples both served under him while they were at Mizzou for 2 years. If he comes to LSU, you have the option of a coach who can retain your defensive staff without having to worry about much of changeover. That's just an option. If he decides to move on and bring somebody else in, he's been able to work with some guys. The guy he has now, they have a pretty damn good defense as it stands so far. I've got to go back and look at the numbers, but if I'm not mistaken, they've been under, I think 300. They're just under shy of about 320 something yards, total yards per game. I like I said, I like what Drink's been able to do. I'm kind of bought in on it. If it's not Lane, give me Drink.
I ain't mad at it.
Yeah. Marv said him too on Drink. This is funny because Danny said before, take it back, just say no to Drink. She was talking to Tyler. Tyler kind of agreed with you too about the South stuff. Said it doesn't matter if the coach comes in and embraces Louisiana.
Yeah.
Kirk.
Go ahead.
Kerwin just kind of said, great point. He was talking about your point. He said, staff matters today. These teams have legitimate front offices that could bridge the gap for coaches that aren't too familiar with certain regions.
I agree with that. Yes. Yeah, my main thing about that is just come down here and try to, like Tyler said, embrace it. You know what I mean? Like, try to be. You don't have to know it when you get here. Just try to learn it and try to appreciate when you get here. Mm-hmm. On Drink, I like Drink. He's not my first choice, but I like the fact that he's gonna run the ball no matter who is his OC, no matter who running back. He gonna find a way to run that wide zone, and his teams seem to always win the games they're supposed to win. Mm-hmm. It might not be teams like the Alabamas or the A&Ms, Georgias or nobody like that, but they don't lose to the team that they're supposed to beat. And that's pretty big. You can get your team to play at week in and week out. My concern with Drink is he a little like Brian Kelly to me. I don't know how relatable he is to a lot of people, but in a way, he's kind of like Matt Campbell because Matt Campbell seems weird to me too, but his players seem to love him. Like guys stick around when they can hit the transfer portal to play for Matt Campbell. I think the same kind of goes for Drink. I think guys who could be elsewhere or who could have stayed, something about Drink, they rock with it. So although he is quirky, he's really weird, I think, and he gets them to a certain extent because they play him and he kind of gets them.
I'm not a kid that has to play for him, but when he shows up in like a Darth Vader mask and stuff like that, I'm like, I like it. It's funny. You know what I'm saying? He's being like authentic him. I feel as though you can trust a coach like that. You know, when they've got that kind of that quirk and stuff, and they display, you can trust a coach like that. Aaron asked, how much would you have to pay Drink to come? Don't care, it's not my money. So let me go ahead and do this. Matt Campbell, his total compensation is about $5 million a year.
Yep.
Eli Drink's salary is about $9 million a year with increments to 9.25 in 26 and 27 and 9.5 in 28 and 29. So you kind of back to where you were with Brian Kelly, but I honestly don't think that matters, especially right now to a lot of the big money guys. Tyler says Drink is from Oklahoma and has the most SEC experience and is 43. He also won at Missouri. So Marv, I knew what Marv was trying to say. Marv said,
man.
Yeah, no. Marv said mozzarella. I know you mean Mizzou. You have to fight to beat them. So I agree though. So
yeah, that's I think either way, I don't think my guy is likely by any means.
Actually, he's not 43, he's 42.
Oh, he seemed older than that for some reason. I think Matt Campbell like 45. So they about the same range. But I don't think Matt Campbell is on the list by any means. But everybody seems to want Lane, obviously. And I'm not saying I don't, but I just feel like some of these guys are gambles. And I think Matt Campbell is more of a sure thing than some of these other guys. And I think if I'm Verge, even if the next hire don't win a national championship, I'd rather get a sure thing than dude who might be Chad Morris or Brian Harsin or somebody like that.
Yeah. If you're Verge, you're almost forced to go after Lane is with everything you've got, because it's almost like when Joe Oliva elevated Ed Orgeron. It's like you have to. Ed O was not anybody's pick.
Right.
He had to hit in order for them to like justify it and stuff like that, or it's like he had to be successful in order to last as long as he did. Because as soon as he started, like, you know, saying any inkling of failings, it was like, all right, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Louisiana Sun, get him out of here. With that said,
So what's your before we move on? I know
mhm.
Drink the candidate that you presented, but what's your like top 3?
Okay. Top 3. I'm gonna go Lane, Drink. I don't want to say it. I don't want this guy, but I think he will be successful. It'd be Lane, Drink, Summerall.
Okay. Mine would be Lane, Campbell, Drink.
Yeah, and I have nothing against Matt Campbell.
It's just not
I
gonna
don't
happen.
know. It's,
We all
yeah,
know.
it's not gonna. Yeah. But that brings to the next thing. How do you think this plays out?
I don't know. Lane Kiffin is the ultimate wild card, bro. Like he gonna wake up tomorrow and sign the extension at Ole Miss. He can wake up tomorrow and decide he going to Florida. He can wake up tomorrow and decide he coming to LSU. But for some reason, even with all the smoke this past few days, I just feel like Jimmy Sexton is pulling strings behind the scenes to miss for every cent he can get. And that at the part of me feel like Lane going back to Ole Miss. And that part of me that feels that way feels like LSU needs to go ahead and I'm not saying they're not, but LSU needs to go ahead and start figuring out a contingency plan. That's Drink or Summerall or Eric Morris or whoever they want it to be, but I don't know how long they can wait on Lane.
Yeah.
So I think if it's not Lane, I think it's gonna be somebody that we haven't talked about yet.
I understand that. I'll be honest with you. All the kind of back and forth, the hidden messages and stuff. I tell you what. I'll say this before I actually go. Some of y'all better hope it ain't Lane, because boy, I got some receipts for y'all. But part of me feels like Lane didn't go back to Ole Miss. I think it's something about that. I think he's I think he feel I think he's reached the peak and he knows it, and I think he's ready to move on.
I see that too. Like the other part of me feels like he knows, like last year was his best team. This team enough to make the playoff, but like let's be real, none of us really see Ole Miss hoisting the trophy at the end of this. So in the back of his mind, part of me feels like he knows there's a ceiling at Ole Miss, and he hitting his head on that ceiling like a mother right now. And he just there's nowhere else for him to go at Ole Miss. I just can't say one way or another because it's Lane and he's a wild card, bro.
I agree. Bro, they will say, and listen, I'm not trying to. This is no disrespect to Ole Miss. This is just straight facts. They were celebrating having 68,000, a record-setting crowd in their stadium. LSU had 70 something thousand in 1957, bro.
Yeah.
So so it's like, yeah, I'm good.
Man,
Like,
I think part of Ole Miss fans, and it's tough because like they're looking at what right now in terms of a program, but I think they're putting their program on a much taller pedestal than what it really is in actuality. Um, like yeah, y'all won back to back 10 game seasons or whatever, cool. But like Lane did that. That's y'all's program with Lane. What is y'all's program without Lane? And because at the end of the day, if he did that for your program, if he took your program who was decent and made them good, what can he do for a program that's good?
I got a good example for you. There's this relates to women. If you've got a woman who doesn't have really many standards and stuff, you can go and kind of just there. It's like you may appreciate her or whatever, but it's not the same. When you meet a woman with standards, and it's like that she can elevate you, like just be all you got to do is do right, and it's like she can elevate you, and just like you're it's not just a marriage, it's like
Yeah.
Instagram marriage. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I feel is the difference.
To me, I think this is the way I view it, right? So let's say you drive a Toyota Camry, right? Like
Mm-hmm. Okay.
you you could probably go somebody who got a Camaro, probably keep it a little close, but you'll lose, right? If you put Lewis Hamilton in that Camaro, he might win. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
He might could take that Camry further than a normal person could take that Camry. But put us in a Camaro versus the other Camaro, and what's gonna happen? He gonna dust them. Right now, Lane Kiffin is Lewis Hamilton driving a Camry. He at Ole Miss. Yeah, that he Camry keeping up with the Camaros in the SEC. He got him in the playoffs. But win the race every time versus all them Camaros. He can stay in the race, but go put him in a Camaro like everybody else got, and he gonna be at the top of the pack.
We end it right here, bro. Manny Fresh said it best. A Chrysler 300 look like a Bentley to a Bentley pull up.
Exactly, bro. Exactly, bro. And Ole Miss, like y'all think y'all good, and y'all are right now. But historically, y'all program ain't nowhere near Florida. It ain't nowhere near LSU. And that's not to take away from what Lane's built. But at the end of the day, Lane built that.
Facts. Man, before we go, we do have a game this weekend. They take on Western Kentucky. I'm not looking for predictions or anything like that. What
yeah, when it comes to this game.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have a common opponent with Western Kentucky.
Oh Lord, yes, we do.
Louisiana Tech. Western Kentucky beat Louisiana Tech 28-27. LSU scored Western Kentucky than Louisiana Tech did.
So we talked about this all. I got a feeling. I got a sneaky feeling. This thing might roll a little bit different this weekend. I got a feeling. Has a starter been named yet?
For who?
For LSU quarterback. Is what you call it out?
It's MVB.
Okay.
They say your boy is doubtful.
Okay. I got a sneaky feeling. What we saw last week was just the beginning. I'm gonna use Cam Newton's words. Be a game manager. Ain't nothing wrong with being a game manager. Be a game manager. He ain't even got to be a playmaker. If he's a game manager, I got a sneaky feeling this thing gonna work out. This weekend gonna look a lot different. It's gonna. I think this weekend gonna give people confidence that Oklahoma might be in trouble.
Okay. You must gonna make a trade for 5 new offensive linemen or 3 new offensive linemen.
Like I said, I got a feeling this weekend gonna give people confidence. I ain't saying that it's gonna give people confidence that we can beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, I feel you. But I think show handles business versus Western Kentucky. I just want to see if they can keep making progress on what we saw in the second half last week. I think it's kind of started clicking for the offense. The running game, Barry, Durham looked like they finally saw the light and they finna start getting that running game going. I really would like to see our wide receivers and tight ends catch the ball a little bit more this week. But most important thing, we've said it since July. What's the offensive line gonna do?
Yeah. Taraj Big Country, Amos says Grambling versus Southern in a week.
They let the winner of the Battle of the Bands be the winner of the game. They're not even gonna play the game.
I don't know who got a voodoo doll with Baton Rouge name on it, but you won.
It's all right, man. They got that Louis luggage coming in, Southern.
Plane trackers working HBCU too.
Shout out. I've been working overtime on them little flight trackers, boy. Got that whole fan base turned up for no reason.
Yeah. Hey, man, shout out to Graham and Southern too in basketball. Southern played a hell of a game last night against Washington.
Should have won, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that close. Dan bring up a good point. This on the women's basketball sessions. I think Coach Yo will always be held back at Ole Miss. I think it's just the Ole Miss tier, honestly.
I mean, that's valid because let's look at. I mean, I know they won one, but how many years did Bianco have them but couldn't get over the hump?
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah. They've had good basketball. Never really been in the middle.
Yeah. Whew. All right, man. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Nah, I'm good.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Bayou Recap. We'll be back probably next week. Hopefully, if we find out something about a coach, we'll see. Till then, like that, we out.
Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss.